We're talking books, my books, on this edition of What's Up Wednesday for February 19th, 2025. Okay, if you follow me on Patreon and you're just a free follower, I would like to remind you that there is a free read every month. This month's read is Apple Blossoms and Whispering Hearts, which ties into the books that we are going to talk about today. And this is on my book promotions page on my website. And if we scroll down, we'll find that there are 2 bundles of stories that are on sale this month until the end of the month, which is only, 9 days away, I guess. For $2.99, that $2.99 that's right here, that is the US price. Oh, I did not change that underneath there. Anyway, $2.99 is the US price, but then all other currencies are also reduced. Okay, because it's on all the platforms, so you can find it. You should be able to get that price on Amazon, Kobo, Nook, Apple, all the places. You can find these books. Also, they're part of the Kobo Plus subscription service if you have that. And if you are a paid patron, you can read all of them in the repository. They're all there. You can read that as part of your subscription price there as well. So there's a lot of ways to get them. There's also 2 of them that, if you can see here, audiobooks, Nature's Fury and Delights. This is the playlist for them. There are 2 of them, Morning Mist and Thunder, that are available to listen to for free on YouTube. So that would be youtube.com/@LeenieBBooks, because you'll see Leenie B Books is the name that my channel goes by. All right, let's come back over here. There we go. That should, let me double check here. Yeah, we are where we should be. All right. Nature's Fury and Delights is a series of 7 novelettes. There's the first group of them, Thunder, Mist, and Frost, has 3. If you're looking at the anthology, the $2.99 ebook one, that would have these top. I'm just going to point at the screen. You can't see that. These top 3 stories would be found inside this book. Thunder is the only one of the collection that is a Pride and Prejudice variation, and Morning Mist is a Sense and Sensibility variation, and Frosted Window Panes is set in my Willow Hall romance world, and it's like a touch of Austen's type of novel where there's definite nods to one of Jane Austen's works. In this case, it's Persuasion. There was 2 lovers that are separated because he wasn't quite ready to be married according to, her parents, that sort of thing. Okay, Morning Mist matches Marianne with Colonel Brandon, just sets it up at a different time. Thunder is Darcy and Elizabeth meeting because of a thunderstorm. Here, okay, Thunder, they meet because of a thunderstorm. Morning Mist, they meet in the morning while there's mist still rising from the fields in the morning, so Morning Mist, that's where you get the title. Frosted Window Panes, that takes place in the winter around Christmas time when there would be frost on the windows. And the atmosphere between the 2 lovers in this case would be kind of cold. So there's some frost that needs to be melted between them. So that kind of plays in there. So you can tell that each of these books has some element of nature that has worked into it. Let's go on to the second one, which is First Blooms and Second Chances. That's this one. This has 4 in here. None of these are Austen variations at all. These are all original Sweet Regencies. First, we've got Hope at Dawn. It does have a persuasion flavor to it after saying that that there aren't any variations here. There is still slight touches and nods that you can see to Austen's works in these because I love Austen and she just wrote some very all encompassing tropes in her books. So, this one, again, the two lovers have been separated by her father, and she's coming back, and he's not sure if he's going to be accepted or not. So, that's Hope at Dawn. So, the ship is coming in at dawn, and is there any hope? So, that's kind of where the title comes from for that one. Then we have Dispelling the Fog, where there was a young lady who was treated poorly by a former suitor. So there's a little bit of a nod to Sense and Sensibility in this book. If you've read or watched any of the adaptations for Sense and Sensibility, then you will notice the nods there. There's no nod that I can think of in Apple Blossoms and Whispering Hearts. Okay, wait, let's go back. Dispelling the Fog, she kind of feels like because of what had happened to her, she feels kind of in a fog as to, how in the world am I ever going to find a suitor who I can trust. So that's kind of where the fog plays into the story as well. Apple Blossoms and Whispering Hearts. This is set. Some of the scenes take place in an apple orchard because the hero of this story owns an apple orchard, and the heroine of this story is a young widow, with a small daughter who loves to go out and try to catch the petals that fall from the trees as the apple blossoms. They let go of their flowers now and then. Their petals, not their flowers, because the flowers turn into the apples. Anyway, so there's that. They meet there, and then the Whispering Hearts is kind of how she seems to understand him, and he's not necessarily understood by everybody. He's a bit awkward. Um, and then we have a Lily in Midwinter down here. Lily is the heroine of this story, and it takes place in midwinter. And there is a misdirected letter that is involved, or a supposedly misdirected letter that is involved. You'll have to read to find out more about that. And it's set at an estate right before Christmas, and Lily is just getting ready to go have her season. And the estate owner has just come into his inheritance a little over a year ago. And so he's not terribly good at welcoming people to his house yet. It's just something he hasn't learned to do very well yet. Anyway, I think you would enjoy that as well. Okay, now that I've rambled and probably fairly incoherently told you about these stories, this is my Nature Furies and Delights collection. They are all around 10 or 11,000 words. Some might be a little bit shorter, some might be just a bit longer. I can't remember their exact lengths right now. Split up into 4 to 6 chapters. So they're very quick to read. If you look at, go over here, you can see that Morning Mist, I think it has 5 chapters, and it is just over an hour in length, and that includes your intro and your outro type stuff included in there. So it's right around an hour for the narrator to read it. And the same is true with the Thunder one. It's a little shorter. It's about 45 minutes probably to read that one. So that's about how long these books are going to take you to read, anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour, just at a normal reading speed. If you're a little bit slower like me, that's probably about where it would be. If you're a faster reader, you might be able to get through them in half an hour or so. They're not super long, and they are all sweet. There's nothing dark or um, disturbing in any of them, really. So they're good ones that you could read even before bed. Um, I personally have to have things that are not dark. I'm not good with dark things, and my imagination's quite good. I am the child who got teased by her, still gets teased by her older sister because I ended up with nightmares after watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when I was like 5. Um, because the snow monster was scary. The abominable snowman, he was scary. So, yeah, these would be excellent ones for me to read before going to bed because they're all very calm. They're very gentle. They're really would be put your mind in a good place for good dreams and a good sleep. They're also wonderful if you just have a little bit of time to read and you want to read, with your tea in the afternoon or in the morning. So they're really good for that too. Which I've got some others, Tea Time Tales, that are also novelettes that are great for that as well. And they have the same. If you've read the Tea Time Tales and you haven't read these, they have the same type of tone to them. It's just that the Tea Time Tales are all about. I think all of them are, yeah, Darcy and Lizzie stories. How they meet and get together and told from different points of view. Um, and these are not like that. Most of these are told in one person's point of view. The exception to that is Hope at Dawn. I think that's the only one that is told from alternating points of view. Otherwise, they're all told from one point of view. Um, so Thunder is told from Darcy's point of view. Morning Mist is told from Marianne's point of view. Frosted Window Plains is told from the hero's point of view. Whispering Hearts is told from the hero's point of view. No, I said Hope at Dawn was the one that alternates. Um, Dispelling the Fog is told from the heroine's point of view. And then what was the other one? I'm looking at the wrong screen again. The other one was A Lily in Midwinter, and that is told again from the hero's point of view. So they're all told from one point of view, except for that one that Hope at Dawn. Yes, Hope at Dawn. My goodness, my brain. I've I had an appointment last week, and I don't think I gave myself enough time to recover from the appointment, and then I just jumped right back into work. It was a massage appointment. Jumped back right into work, used my brain a lot, and then I read a couple books on the weekend, which uses the brain too. Yesterday, I couldn't do any work. I did have to, pay bills for my house, but I couldn't do any work, and the creative part of my brain is not functioning as well as it should. And obviously, my words are not coming as easily as I would like them to. And this is all part of the long COVID stuff that I've had for the past 3 years. I mean, I'm really good now compared to where I was at the beginning. The way I am right now with stumbling over words was a good day back at the beginning, because back at the beginning I had trouble just even thinking and getting the words from my brain to my mouth and out into the world. So I am doing a lot better, but occasionally I have setbacks when I do more than what my brain is used to doing or my body is used to doing. So when that happens, it just needs a little bit of rest and a little bit of grace and understanding that things aren't going to process quite the same way. Another thing that I should tell you is I don't think I told you this. See, brain fog. Can't remember all the things that I just said, and I just said them. Um, I have invested in a new microphone, so we are trying a new setup today. So hopefully the sound will sound good, and we won't hear the heat pump that is running right now because it is cold out. I have to look at my phone and see what the temperature is. Of course, it's going to tell me in Celsius, so some of you won't know what that is anyway. I still struggle to put the two together. I grew up in the States, so Fahrenheit was what I learned when I was a child, and Celsius is what I live with now. I have been living with it for like 30 years. I've been in Canada that long. Um, okay, so it's -7 degrees Celsius, so 0 is the same as 32 Fahrenheit. So we're 7 degrees below freezing here, and it feels like a -16. So the heat pump has been running a lot today, trying to keep this old house from being too cold because we don't. It's not a new build; it's an older build. So it has some drafts, and even though we have added insulation and things, of course, it still has some drafts and leakage that you wouldn't maybe have in a newer home. Anyway, that is it for me for today. Um, the Nature's Fury and Delights in ebook form. I don't have, that's one thing I should tell you, I don't have the individual titles as paperbacks, and I don't think I have these in large print yet. These are some of the things that are on my list of to do stuff that just never seems to get gotten to. Um, but the ebook form of each of these is $2.99 US, which would be probably $3.99 Canadian. That's about half the price that they usually are. So if you want those, pick them up before the 28th of the month. Well, you can do it on the 28th too, but once we get to March, those prices will go back. Let's see. March 1st is a Saturday. Yeah, I'm sure I will get that switched out before. You might be able to grab them on Amazon for a little bit on the first, because Amazon's the only one that I can't actually set the time period for the sale period, and the price won't just revert back to normal. Um, all the other places I can do that, but I can't on Amazon. They only let you do that for countdown deals and free books, but your books have to be in Kindle Unlimited to take advantage of that. So that's a little different, but should happen on the first. So grab them before the first to make sure that you actually have them, and you can get them, like I said, Nook, Apple, Kobo, Amazon. You can read them in Kobo Plus if you have one of those subscriptions. They might be on Everand. You can check. Everand tends to have a limit on the price of the book. I think I think that's $3.99. That's what I've heard in the past, and I don't know that it's changed. So since they're below $3.99 right now, you could probably get them. And I don't know if on Everand, if you download the book or add it to your library, whatever, if it just stays there until you've read it, probably. All the others seem to do that. So even if it disappeared, it would probably stay on your library shelf there. Anyway, if you have any questions about these things, you can drop them in the comments here on YouTube, or if you're watching this on my blog or Substack or Patreon, there are comment sections there as well. Yeah, I think that's it. If you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it if you would. And you can like, share, comment. All of those things really help to make sure that my videos show up in recommended videos for people to watch and to learn about my books. All right, until next time, I hope you have a lot of opportunities to read some books. And if you don't have a lot of time, remember, there are some that have shorter stories that'll squeeze into those little pieces of life for you. Till next time, see ya.